In this video, we are going to look at IUPAC nomenclature of complex benzene derivatives. Don't forget to like and subscribe after watching the video so you can receive every update from this channel. So let's say you have a benzene ring bonded to, let's say, a methyl group. How do you name the structure? If you have a benzene ring bonded to a methyl group, we call it toluene. So benzene rings, one methyl group is called toluene. If the methyl group changes to, let's say, 2, so let's say you have 2 methyl groups bonded to the benzene ring, we call it xylene. So xylene is when you have 2 methyl groups bonded to a benzene ring or a dimethyl benzene. Now these positions of the methyl groups, we say they are orthogonal to each other when they are just adjacent. Or let's say they are on adjacent carbons on the benzene ring. So these methyl groups, they are adjacent. In such case, we call it O-xylene. O means ortho, which means that the 2 substituents of reference are just on the adjacent carbon. Now if this methyl group, let's say the second methyl group, is on the 3rd carbon with respect to the first one, in this case, where they have just one carbon between them, it is called xylene, but it is called M-xylene. It is called M-xylene, that is called meta-xylene. M-xylene, meta-xylene. That is when we have the 2 methyl groups having 1 carbon between them. Now, if the 2 methyl groups on the xylene are at 1,4 position to each other, in this case, let's say this reference and that reference, if they are 1,4 position to each other, or let's say they have 2 carbons between them on the benzene ring, we call it p-xylene. That is what para-xylene. So this is a derivative of a benzene structure. What if you have a benzene ring? Let's say you have a benzene ring bonded to, let's say, an aldehyde group. How do you call it? If you have benzene with an aldehyde group, it is called benzaldehyde. So benzene with an aldehyde is called benzaldehyde. It's a benzene having an aldehyde functional marginality bonded to it. If you have a benzene ring with a carboxylic acid functional group bonded to a light, so you have OH instead of aldehyde, we call it benzoic acid. So you have a benzene ring with a carboxylic acid functional group, that is called a benzoic acid. So take note, benzoic acid is when you have carboxylic acid functional group bonded to a benzene ring. If you have a benzene ring with, let's say, an amino group bonded to it, that is NH2, an amino group, it is called aniline. So it can be called aniline, or it can also be called aminobenzene or aniline. So let's say we have a benzene ring. Let's say we have an aniline having a methyl group bonded to it. So if you have a benzene ring with a methyl group and an amino group, it can be named as an aminotoluene or methyl aniline. But the name for that is called a toluidine. The common name is called a toluidine. That is a benzene ring with an amino group and a methyl group. Let's say if I have a benzene ring bonded to, let's say, a sulfonic acid group, which is SO3H. How is this one called? This one is called benzene sulfonic acid. So benzene sulfonic acid. That is, you have a benzene ring with a sulfonic acid group bonded to it. That is called a benzene sulfonic acid. If you have a benzene ring with, let's say, a ketone functionality bonded to it. Let's say you have this benzene ring with a ketone functionality bonded to it. How do you call this? This is called acetophenone. 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 Benzene ring with a ketone functional, let's say an acetyl group bonded to a benzene ring. That is called acetophenone. So let's blend this together and use it to name some common complex benzene derivatives. Now, how will you name this structure? If you have, let's say, a benzene ring with, let's say, a chlorine, how will you name this? This is going to be called a chlorobenzene. So this one is just a chlorobenzene, a chlorobenzene, chlorobenzene, chlorobenzene. How will it be if you have two chlorine groups bonded to that? In this case, it is a dichlorobenzene, but the positions are very important. So if you have two chlorines, let's say two substituents on the benzene ring, you have to indicate their positions based on alphabetical order. In this case, they are similar. So if they are in of different substituents, you have to name them based on alphabetical order and also with numbers. So in this case, these two chlorines are 1-3 position to each other. Here's position 1, position 2, and position 3. So this is going to be named as a 1-3. So 1,3 dichlorobenzene. 1,3 dichlorobenzene. How do you name this? Let's say you have a benzene ring with an ethyl group. Ethyl group. This one is called ethyl benzene. Ethyl benzene. So if you have, let's say, a benzene ring with an ethyl group and let's say a chlorine, how is it going to be? So if you have two substituents, organic one as a compound, let's say a substituent with a carbon and hydrogen, they are called the organic substituent. So we give the least numbers to such substituents when they find themselves on the benzene ring together with other inorganic substituents. In this case, this position is going to be position 1, this is 2, and that is 3. So this ethyl is at position 1, here is 2, and here is 3. So in naming this, we are going to indicate the position of the ethyl and with the chlorine. So the ethyl is what? E, and the chlorine is what? C. So C comes before E. So in naming it becomes 3 chloro, 3 chloro, 3 chloro. Then it comes 1 ethyl, 3 chloro, 1 ethyl benzene, 3 chloro, 1 ethyl benzene. If, let's say, I have another substituent here like that, I can equally bring the position. Maybe 3 chloro, 1 ethyl, maybe here come to, let's say, 5 methyl benzene. Now, how will you name this structure? Look at this. If we have a benzene ring, let's say 2 benzene rings connected with a single bond like that, how is this one called? If it's a benzene ring connected with just one bond, this is called a biphenyl or biphenyl. That's the common name. But if you want to name it by IUPAC nomenclature, it is going to be named as phenyl benzene. Phenyl benzene. Phenyl benzene. What if it looks like this? So here there is a direct bond joining the two benzene rings. What if it looks like this? Say you have one carbon joining the two benzene rings like this. We have one carbon joining these two benzene rings. This is a carbon between the two benzene rings. In that case, we call it, you are going to regard one benzene as a substituent. Let's see, one as the parent compound. So let's say this one is going to be taken as a parent compound. Then that one is going to be taken as a substituent. So when you have a benzene with an extended carbon acting as a substituent, it is called a benzyl. But if the benzene is direct, like how we do for the initial one, if the benzene is direct to, let's say, the parent chain, it is named as phenyl. But if it is benzene with a carbon extension before the parent chain, it is called a benzyl. So in this here, we're going to regard this one as the parent chain as a benzene. Then this other one, which is a benzene ring with an extended methyl group, is going to name as what a benzyl. So the name of this structure becomes a benzyl, benzene, benzyl, benzene, benzyl, benzene. Now look at something. What if we have a ketone group on the carbon that joins the two benzene rings? A ketone group on the carbon that joins the two benzene rings. How is it going to be named? This is very simple. In this case, you are going to regard this one once again as the parent chain as benzene. Then this group, we have benzene ring extended with a carbonyl. This functional group, or let's say this substituent, is named as benzoyl. Whenever you see this substituent, it is named as benzoyl. So the name of this structure becomes a benzoyl, benzene. So we have a benzoyl, 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 benzene. So the benzoyl, benzene is when you have a benzoyl group connected to a benzene. And a benzoyl group, when you have a benzene ring extended with a carbonyl system, a carbon double bond O. Try this. When you have this structure, so you have benzene ring connected with another benzene ring, with a sulfonic acid group. So you have this structure. How are you going to name this structure? You can pause the video and try your answer at the comment section. Now the parent chain for this compound is the benzene sulfonic acid. Benzene sulfonic acid. And this group here acts as a substituent on the benzene sulfonic acid. So this group is named as phenyl, a phenyl, which is at the position 4 of the sulfonic acid on the benzene. So this one is going to be named as 4-phenyl benzene sulfonic acid, or it can be named as P. So with respect to the sulfonic acid, this phenyl is at the para position, so you can name this as P phenyl. P stands for para. Then we have benzene sulfonic acid. Sulfonic acid. What if you have a benzene structure acting as an ester with, let's say, a methyl group, or let's say even an ethyl group like that? How do you name this structure? And whenever you name an ester, you name the alcohol part as an alkyl group without any substituent position indication. Then the other carboxylic acid part as an alkanoid. So here, this ester is between an ethanol and a benzoic acid. So the name of this ester becomes ethyl benzoate. So the alkanoid of benzene, or the alkanoid of benzoic acid, is called a benzoate. So ethyl benzoate is the name of this structure. Let's say I have an extended methyl here. How would the name now become? In that case, the name becomes ethyl as the alcohol portion of the ester. Now on the position 3 of the benzoate, there is what? Methyl. So it becomes ethyl. This ethyl is for this. Then you come and indicate the position of the methyl on the benzene ring. So ethyl. Then you indicate here 3 methyl benzoate. ethyl 3-methyl benzoate. Try this one, let me see. So let's say we have this benzene structure on another benzene structure. Now this one is having a carboxylic acid esterified to, let's say, a methyl. Now on this one as a substituent, there is, let's say, a chlorine here. A chlorine here. How is this one going to be named? Try this, pause the video and try to answer at the comment section. So this is an ester having a methyl group, a benzoate, a phenyl, and a chlorine. How are you going to name this? So to name this, the first one is to name the alcohol portion of the ester, which is methyl. So you write methyl. This methyl is the one which forms the ester here. Now when you come to the benzoate, on the position 4 of the benzoate, there is what? A chlorobenzene. So you indicate the position 4, or let's say with P, anyhow you want to do it. So let's say position 4 of the benzoate, there is this complex substituent, which you open in bracket. This substituent is a phenyl that also has chlorine at position 3. So it becomes 3-chloro in bracket. 3-chloro. So 3-chloro phenyl. This one means that we have a phenyl group with a chlorine at position what? 3. Now the whole of this bracket is at position 3 of the benzoate. So it becomes methyl 4 into bracket 3 chlorophenyl benzoate. 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 Now how will you name this structure? If I have a benzene ring, linked to, let's say, a thione group, I think this is further. So let's say I have something like this. Now I have a benzene ring bonded to this group. What are you going to name it? In this case, the benzene acts as a substituent at position 1 of this compound. This compound is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a heptanone. So you indicate as 1-phenyl, 1-phenyl. So the phenyl here means that we have a benzene ring at position 1 of the parent chain. Then you write hepta 1 on 1-phenyl, hepta 1 on. Try this. So you have benzene ring. With a thione group. So we have a thione group. We have an S here, the sulfur, with, let's say, a butane. How is this going to be named? Pause the video and drop your answer in the comment section. So we have this. This is going to be named. This one is a butane thione. The whole of this is a butane thione. Then this one acts as a phenyl. So the name of this becomes 1-phenyl. 1-phenyl. Then this is 1, 2, 3, 4. That is butane. So you write butane. Butane thione. So we have butane. Butane thione. Butane thione. So simple. Go ahead and try this and let's see. So let's say you have some create space here so that you can use for the next set of examples. Name this simple benzene structure and let me see. So we have benzene ring with, let's see, a propyl. Let's see, how are you going to name this? Let me even add more. Let's say I have NH2 here, which act as aniline. So in this case, the parent chain for this compound is aniline, that is a benzene with an amino group, and the whole of this act as a substituent. So how we name this? Okay, so we have the whole of this structure acting as a substituent on the benzene ring. Then on this substituent, we have a chlorine at position 1 of the propyl. So the parent name here becomes aniline, but at the position 4 of the aniline, we have all of these complexes there. So you're going to have 4, then into brackets, you have to show the position of the chlorine on the propyl in the substituent. So we have 1 chloro, 1 chloro. The 1 means that we have the chlorine at the position 1 of the propyl. So we have 1 chloro, propyl, aniline. So it's IN, aniline. Okay. So we have aniline, IN, aniline. Try this one too and let's see. If you have this compound, this complex compound, the ketone between it, it's under benzene ring. Say with this one like this, there's a methyl, so this is just a benzene ring, under benzene ring. Then we have with this extension SO3, then it has an extending methyl. Let me even expand it so that you can see it clearly. So you have this S is bonded to 3 oxygens, 2 here, 2 here, 1 here, and the 1 is also linked to methyl group. So how will you name this compound? Now this compound is a sulfonate. When a sulfonic acid hydrogen is replaced by, let's say, a nickel group, it is going to be named as a sulfonate. So of course, as we learned earlier, this group is named as a benzoyl. Then this one is just a methyl. So we are going to first name this one as a methyl because it is a sulfonate. So we have methyl. That's the methyl group. Then we come to the position 1, 2, 3 of the benzene sulfonate. We have the benzoyl. So we have 3 benzoyl. Then the name of the main chain is benzene sulfonate. So we have 3 benzoyl, benzene sulfonate. Now this group, if this group is also not a sulfonate, but let's say we have a carbonate replacing this, so say you have now here the S is a carbon, or say this here the S is a carbon and not, so the carbon here is just 1 bond, here's another 1 bond with oxygen, carbon with 3 bonds, and that bond with a carboxy. Then it becomes methyl 3 benzoyl benzene. In this case, the sulfonate is going to be replaced with a carbonate. A carbonate. A carbonate. Now, if you have a benzene ring, as we said, if you have a benzene ring with a carbon CO2, this is a typical benzoate. A benzoate. If this O becomes, we have CO3, in this case, it becomes a benzene carbonate. Benzene carbonate. Look at this. If you have a cyclohexane, funny enough, a cyclohexane bonded to the same CO2. This one is not named as cyclohexanoate. This one is a benzoate, but this one is not cyclohexanoate. This one is named as a cyclohexane. Cyclohexane carboxylate. So the CO2 group is named as a carboxylate functional group. Carboxylate functional group. Take note. Okay, so let me draw the structures as we are about to end our lesson. Try your hands on them, write their possible names, and drop them at the comment section. Name these structures. So you see, have benzene ring, with this one, which let's say a bromine. This one is NO2. Name the structure and let's see. So you have a benzene ring, bonded under benzene ring. Let's say you have a sulfonic acid group. This is a benzene ring and cyclohexane. Benzene ring, so benzene ring. Then we have this group. Name the structure and let's see. Now, how will you name this structure too? A benzene ring fused together. How is it named? Try your hands and drop your answer at the comment section. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to watching, so when you drop any update for this video or let's say for any video, you can receive it. Thank you.